Welcome everybody here today, and we're glad that you're all here. You're on TV. This is being broadcast on the Stillwater station. So we're glad you're here. We come here today for a formal ceremony to recognize a new chief and assistant chief. The job these two have accepted is a balancing act. First and foremost, their job is to ensure excellence in police service is provided to the citizens of Stillwater. Further, their job is to support and provide the tools necessary for the men and women of the police department to perform the job at hand. This is no small task, and I tried to talk both of them out of it when it comes to that. I decided to give it in. Both are stepping into a position where their every move is scrutinized, both internally and externally. Further, they join a small number of employment situations where they can be criticized and held liable for their actions for events that occur while they're home in bed. In addition, they must now become responsible for an operation with an almost $11 million budget. Financial wizards they must become, as I heard rumored that the city manager is a penny-pinching Irishman. I think everybody's today is the day of my life where full circle has been completed. I had the pleasure of promoting two people to an awesome responsibility after hiring both of them some 27 plus years ago. I have full confidence in Assistant Chief Jordan and Chief Watts will form a leadership team to continue the excellent reputation the Stillwater Police Department enjoys across the state. Shannon Jordan has over 27 years experience with the Stillwater Police Department. He served as a motorcycle officer, SWAT sniper, and firearms coordinator. He served 29 years in the National Guard and retired at the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. Holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Chief Watts also has over 27 years of service to the Stillwater Police Department. He's been assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division for the last 13 years. Most recently as the commander of the Criminal Investigation Division at the rank of lieutenant. Jeff also served on the SWAT team as a member and later as commander of the SWAT. Jeff is a graduate of the FBI National Academy and holds a master's degree in leadership. So we have come to the part of this today where Assistant Chief will step over this way. I think you have a designated person that is going to get some over.
start off by thanking several people. First of all, City Manager Norman Municipal for giving me this opportunity. First to apply, obviously, and secondly, putting his faith and confidence in me for this position. I don't know if some of y'all noticed, but it's not exactly a normal career progression to go from patrolman to assistant chief. So I appreciate the opportunity to be in this position. Secondly, I'd like to thank all the employees, the patrolmen, and co-workers who asked me to apply for this position. I'm very honored and humbled that you put your faith and respect in me to apply for this position, and I promise I'm going to let you do it. Thirdly, I'd like to thank Lieutenant Bell. Lieutenant Bell is my third watch supervisor. He's been my supervisor for 2 years. He has taken care of me. He has stood behind me. He has picked me up off the ground. He has gave me back faith when I didn't have any, and built my confidence up, as he has done for everybody under his charge. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what a leader looks like. I will try to uphold the standards that you have set for me. I would like to say that I've been blessed to work for the best department, I believe, in the country. I work with the best men and women and the finest and most professional officers in the country, and I'm very proud to serve you now. So this is my promise. I will not falter. I will not waver. I will do everything I can to accomplish my mission to assist Chief Watts to take care of the men and women of the Stillwater Police Department so that you can continue to do an outstanding job serving the citizens of Stillwater. Thank you.
I guess I could just say ditto. Shannon and I came into law enforcement about the same time, 27 years ago. There are defining moments in your career that you never forget, and when those defining moments happen, they continue to follow you. Oftentimes people don't realize the influence they have over those under their command. When City Manager Municipal was my police chief, there are several defining moments that I remember, and some of those were relatively big, like the day he said, I want you to read this oath of office. This is what you're going to be adhering to for the rest of your career. That's a huge step, because at that point I became a Stillwater police officer. One of the proudest moments in my life. It's hard to eclipse that, but today is one of those days in my professional life that I could not be more proud to have an opportunity to serve the men and women of the Stillwater Police Department and the citizens of Stillwater. Another defining moment, which seems very small, but I think is a good a reference for any leader, is one day when I had my head buried in paperwork up to my eyeballs as a detective. Then Public Safety Director McNichol stopped by. He just simply patted me on the back and said, we appreciate what you did. I think all too often as leaders we forget how important what we say and do is to the people that we are responsible for taking care of. I won't forget that because I've learned that personally, and I know how much that means, just the little thank yous, the little times to just stop and tell people they're doing a good job and how important it is. This is probably one of the greatest honors that have ever been bestowed upon me, besides being married, having children, and placing my faith in God. But like Assistant Chief Jordan said, from this point forward, our whole mission is to serve the men and women of the Stillwater Police Department and the citizens of Stillwater. Our job, while comes with some concern of, hey, you could wake up in the middle of the night and find out that something has happened and now you are now the responsible party, that pales in comparison to what our men and women face every time they step out of the car. Whether they're showing up on a domestic violence call, whether they're going to a man with a gun call, an active shooter call, stepping into the schools as a resource officer, or making a traffic stop. We have to ensure that when they get out of that car, that they get back in that car in the same health at which they got out of it. Our mission is to make sure that we do everything we can to provide them with the training, resources, and support to know that when they get out of that car, they're going to get back in. And we want their families to know that they are just as important as the officers that they send to work, because they have to have confidence in our leadership, in our training, in our department, in our city, that we're going to take care of their loved ones and ensure that they come back home to them the same way they left them. Because if they support that officer when he comes to work, he can focus on himself and being safe. If we can take care of him internally, then he can focus on keeping himself safe. And that is our mission. We are public servants who have truly been blessed with an opportunity to serve the men and women of Stillwater. And to do that, we have to have a servant attitude, and that is what we both come into this with. Thank you for this opportunity, and as Assistant Chief Jordan said, we will not let you down.
Well, once again, you're not here to listen to me, you're here to talk to these folks, but we appreciate you being here. I see Councilor Donati and Darlington, and I think Waitlake, and Jeff Corley, and half the crew from Eskimo Joe's, Chief Jones, our chaplain, and even retired major from the Stillwater Police Department back there. Senator Duggar, I probably missed people, if I did, Mike Robinson, Jeremy Redmond. If I missed you, I'm sorry. So we're glad you're here, impressed with the turnout, and again, I have great confidence that these two will form a team of people existing in the police department, and they'll be great things. So thank you for coming.
Uniform! Police! Attention!